30, 25, 20, 15. He is in. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Welcome to this week's show. The Cornhuskers defeated the Indiana Hoosiers on a beautiful Saturday night in Lincoln, 35-21. There were certainly mistakes in the game, but there was a lot to like in this one. You have to feel good.
Yes, I mean, I thought the kids played hard. I thought the coaches did a great job of preparing these kids during the week, but I thought the kids played hard. And then in the full quarter, we asked them to finish. And they finished.
That's been an issue for this program for the last year plus, has not been able to take care of business at the end of the game. That had to be satisfying.
Yes, I'm a true believer in if you put them in a situation in practice, they'll perform in the game. I can't ask you to practice soft and play tough on Saturday. I can't do that. I'm going to put you in a tough situation during the week, and then on Saturday you're gonna perform and play at the high level.
A lot of good stuff to get to here in the next couple of segments. When we come back, we'll check out the action of the first half of the Huskers' victory over Indiana. That's coming up next. Welcome back to the Bank of the West Husker football show. Nebraska defeated Indiana on a Saturday night. Let's get to some of the action of the first half. A homecoming night, great crowd. The place was fired up. Love night games at Memorial Stadium. You go on defense first and get a 3-and-out right away.
Yes, sir. They played great on defense. Bill Bush, I call him Billy Bush, did a great job with the game plan, and all the defensive coaches, they did a great job this week with the game plan, and they went after him.
And how about these throws on the first drive?
Exactly. Casey was on point, and Trey made a great catch right there.
And then Oliver Martin gets involved.
Yes, a little stutter and go. And like I said, Oliver's got a lot of talent, and we just need to keep getting it out of him.
Two beautiful throws by Casey. You go 3-play drive to take an early lead, and you had the place jumping.
Yes, sir. I mean, you got to take your hats off to the offense because they came out firing.
Another good 3-and-out by your defense, a low throw there. You got in his face enough. You had 3 sacks, but you got in his face and made him hurry his throws.
Exactly. We thought we can get there with 3, and I think the defensive backs really played hard.
You get the ball back, Anthony Grant, a punishing run here, but you kind of settle into a point where you couldn't quite get things going. Some penalties popped up around this part.
And I got to do a better job as a coach at just cleaning up the penalties, and I'll do that this week.
That was an intentional grounding on Casey there that stops the drive. You had good field position a lot. A lot of that was because Buschini pinned him deep.
Yeah, Brian's been our best player. He's been our most consistent player this year.
So he did a nice job. There's another nice play there. You get the ball back. Gabe Irvin gets a chance to run the football.
Gabe got a couple of carries.
Runs hard, doesn't he?
Yeah, he runs hard. He runs hard, and I think the guys up front, they block really well.
And here Garrett gets home for a sack.
Yeah, Garrett had 2 sacks. He had 2 sacks. Garrett plays with a high motor, and he's a very talented kid.
So you get the football back, and deep in your own end, Chubba gets a series of plays. This was a tough series.
This was a tough series. We took Casey out because we wanted Casey to see it from the sideline. Chubba's holding the ball right there. Chubba should just take off and run. He should just take off and run.
So a defensive score for Indiana ties the game up. You're not able to complete a 3rd down pass here. And I know these are the plays you need this team to make.
Yes, on 3rd down. We got to figure out what's going on 3rd down to keep the drives going, and we'll get that done today.
Coming up here, your special teams make a huge play. Chris Kolarvik with a block, and you scoop and score.
Exactly. We worked this block the whole week. It's called Hawk. And then Chris did a great job, and Malcolm scooped and scored it. And that's what we worked on all week. Hey, this group been playing at a high level all year.
Boy, it's fun to see that second block punt of the year for the team. You're back in front 14-7.
There you go. Right there. Just pursuit to the ball. Populate the football. That's what we talked about.
Garrett with another pressure forces the throw.
Yes, playing with a high motor. Gary played. He played.
Then Indiana does get some rhythm. You put together a nice little drive here.
Right here.
Play 55-yard drive.
Exactly.
Love this throw.
Yep, and that's a great catch by Oliver Martin. Great throw, great.
Jock Yant.
Yep, Yant gets in. I mean, we've been on Yant the whole week. Coach Applewhite's been really hard on Yant. We want Yant to do right what he did. Just drop your pads and get in the end zone. If nothing's there, knock a hole in it.
Boy, you had to feel good. Up 21-7, but Indiana finds a little rhythm on this drive.
Yes, little back shoulder on Malcolm. They had good coverage. That's a good throw by that kid.
And then there they scored.
Yep. They was doing big box on us, and we had to change the leverage of the nickel. We did that.
Coach, this was a bit of a messy series here. You give the ball back to him late in the first half.
Yes, and you know what? We got to run the clock out. We got to make sure that we don't give the ball back. That's on me.
Couple of penalties in there too. You also lose Turner Corcoran to an ejection at this point, and then disappointing here because they'd score right before halftime.
Exactly, because we got to get them down. We got to tackle. We got to tackle an open field, and they understood that. They understood that. And this play right here, that pick play, we're gonna turn this in. We're gonna turn that in because that's a big play, and that can't happen like that.
Should have been a flag. Instead, it ends up a
touchdown. Yep, 21-21 at halftime.
Got a game.
Got a game.
Yeah.
Got a game in. But, going into halftime, we talked to the kids about don't look at the scoreboard. It's 0-0. Let's finish. Let's finish. Strain to finish.
And we're going to show you some of that finish coming up next. We're back in the Bank of the West Husker football show. Nebraska, Indiana tied 21-all at the half. And then you get to the third quarter, Coach. This was an odd quarter. Not a lot happened in this quarter.
Not a lot happened. It was a boring quarter. We didn't play very well in the third quarter. And that was a great catch by Trey, but we wasn't on rhythm. We didn't have a lot of rhythm. Ball's behind Travis right there, like I talked to Casey. We got to make third down throws.
Got an awesome play coming up here from Luke Reimer. Picks the ball off the guy's chest for an INT.
Listen to me. I've been on Luke for 2 weeks. And Luke played his butt off yesterday.
So you get good field position, but you turn it right back over.
Turn it right back over right here. Trey's got to go over the top of the safety. We never talk about going underneath. He's got to go over the top and make a play.
You, though, are able to defense, slam the door. You get it right back for your offense with the 3 and out on the goal line. So good job of the defense.
7 3 and outs.
Wow.
7 3 and outs. They played the tail off.
So you have great field position for another drive, but just can't get things going.
No, like I said, it was a quarter that we got to look at and we got to detail it and figure out what went wrong. Because right now we got to score in this quarter. We got to take the ball and score. We had great field position.
Again, the defense able to slam the door. 19 punts in this game, 11 by Indiana in the contest. And so here you go, getting the ball back as we get late in this third quarter.
Yes, sir. I mean, they got the ball back, and we got to get in rhythm in the third quarter. We got to figure out what we're doing wrong and fix it.
So this drive ends against a holding penalty in here. Stop saying penalties were an issue.
Yeah, penalties was an issue, and we're gonna look at that today because we couldn't overcome that. When we got pushed back, we couldn't overcome it, and that usually happens that way.
Great play to start the fourth quarter, and then you put the drive and a long pass play coming up here that I think was the play that broke the game.
Yes, yes. It was a great call by Coach Whipple. It was a great throw by Casey. Great throw by Casey. Like it told, just let it go, and Trey's gonna go get it.
Beautiful throw, 71-yard pitch and catch. Trey can really run, can't he?
He can really run, Coach. He can really run. And that's what I'm saying. He's going to be like a center fielder. Once he sees the ball, he's going to go get it.
Huskers now up 28-21, and now another 3 and out for your defense. You just really slammed the door on Indiana here.
Yes, they played so hard. Like I said, Bill Bush and the defensive coaches, they did a great job with the game plan.
Another throw that almost was caught in bounds, but they say it was out of bounds. And then I love this drive, Coach. 12 plays, 54 yards, 6:05 off the clock as you move it down the field.
And that's exactly what we had to do. Exactly what we had to do to try to take some time off the clock. This is Big Ten football. We learning this. We learn how to play Big Ten football.
Ends up with Casey gets the touchdown round, but Grant was a big part of this drive. Ends up with 136 on the ground for Anthony. 32
touches. 32 touches, and he's able to do that. That's a great block in the end zone by Grant. But he's able to do this. He's a physical kid.
Hunter Anthony got some snaps for you at right tackle. Thought he played pretty well.
I thought he played well. I talked to Hunter. I caught him in this week, and I said, "Hey, I need you to play really well," and he did.
You held Indiana to 290 yards of offense, only 71 in the second half, Coach. That's
exactly.
Amazing.
Shut them down. They had a great game plan. We just got to keep them consistent, keep them playing this way.
Not able to score on this drive, but you whittle away a little bit more clock, and you got your third sack of the game's coming up, and I love this. Ty Robinson, great effort to the quarterback.
And I asked Ty during the week, I said, I need you to go back to being nasty. I need you to go back to being Ty. Not to miss a nice guy, and he did it.
Great stuff there. You knocked the ball away right
there.
Luke
played. He played hard.
The locker room had to be fun.
Locker room was fun. The kids really deserve this because they've been in so many tight games. And we talked about them during the week. Don't doubt yourself. Don't. It's like a telemarketer calling you, and you see it's a telemarketer. Don't pick the phone up. So when the doubts come in, block them out, and that's what they did. We called them in at the end of the fourth quarter, the beginning of the fourth quarter, and we say finish, and they finished.
35-21, Huskers get it done. We're back with more on the Bank of the West Husker Football Show next. Welcome back to the Bank of the West Husker Football Show. One of the early stars for this Husker team this season has been punter Brian Buschini. Jessica Cootie takes a closer look.
Delp is deep. Good snap back to Buschini. Hammers one away into the wind. It's going to bounce at the 10 and out of bounds and around the 2-yard line. How about that?
What a great punt.
Being a small kid, I was like 5 foot maybe freshman year, like never gonna be a real like receiver or anything, and so I just started kicking the ball because it's the only way I could get on the field, and eventually I started to grow, and I think my ability kind of came with that, and just working hard out in the backyard. You know, I think those days have paid off, and continue to have that mindset and like be hungry to get better. That's something that I'll keep with me because I like remember where I came from a little bit.
At what point did you realize how important the punting game, what you can do for a football team? Was there a certain instance maybe or along the way that you realized how critical and how big a weapon like you could be to a football team?
Yeah, I think that was probably in high school, honestly. My last game of my senior year, it was really windy, and I hit a punt into the wind, and it went out of bounds on the 5-yard line. And we ended up losing the game, but it really kind of stalled the other team's momentum. And at that moment, you know, I had never really thought of my punting as like a weapon. I just kind of thought it was just like a transition almost. And going to Montana, the punt team was, you know, I wasn't really expecting in college them to put as high of an emphasis on the punt team as they have. But it's crazy, like our coach in Montana would call the punt the most important play in football. And here, like we talk about how the punt's like the most important and dangerous play because so many things can go wrong, and it's like a huge factor with field position. And just hearing that from coaches has really kind of put that like in me almost. Like I kind of see it as that way now too. And so every time I walk out on the field, I kind of feel like, yeah, I have an opportunity to really help out my team here. And, you know, hopefully we can do that the rest of the year.
You have a different perspective, and a lot of college athletes don't have, in that you're married. What has that been like, balancing being a husband and being a collegiate football player?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do my best. I think it's been awesome. She's really awesome. She's the best person ever. Like, I can't say enough. Like, she puts up with so much crap for me. I'm just truly blessed to have her in my life, and I think that being rooted in our faith really helps our marriage. That really helps, and we've been through quite a bit actually in my personal life, stemming back to like the start of this year, but she's been with me through all that, and that's really meant a lot, and that just keeps me stable. Like I walk out there on the field and I don't feel any pressure. You know, you just have to stay grounded in whatever you can, and I think that's something I kind of have tried to help the specialists out with, is just understanding like we're all right, it's a miss it, it's this, it's that, and it's not like, oh my gosh, our careers are failing or anything. Like we can't be so up and down, because it goes back to that consistent, like being the same every time you go out there on the field. And so yeah, she's really helped me in that category.
And she played collegiate volleyball. She was a stud athlete. So she
is the athlete of the family. Let me tell you. She played at Montana, and she stopped playing to come out here with me. So that was pretty incredible in and of itself. And but yeah, so hopefully our kids someday get her genes, because I just play footballs.
How appreciative are you of, you know, that you think about that 5-foot kid in freshman year, where after that first punt, where it took you to where you are now?
It's pretty crazy. Like, what would little Brian think of Brian now? Like, that's pretty crazy. Like, if you had told me I'd been playing in Nebraska, like, I would have been the happiest kid in the world. And I am. I'm like, we love it out here. It's been no shortage of one of the bigger blessings we've ever been given. And yeah, I'm super, super pumped to be out here.
We are back on the Husker Football Show. Time for this week's Hy-Vee Sounds of Saturday. Tonight, the Huskers take on the Indiana Hoosiers, a homecoming sellout crowd expected for this game tonight.
Grant in the backfield. Huskers line up quickly from the 34. Low snap. Thompson picks it up. Has some time. Steps, throws for the end zone. Has a man out there. The pass is caught. It is a touchdown, Nebraska. Oliver Martin pulls it in. To the near side, one on the far side. They split a man out. Lucas again. Back to throws. Bazelak being rushed. Gets hit. Goes down. Jared Nelson's got himself a Big Mac sack. Evans awaits the snap. Good snap. Huskers come after him and block the ball. It's picked up by Hartzog. Malcolm racing to the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Marcus Washington now in motion to the near side. Snap back to Casey. Has some time, takes a deep shot down the field looking for Trey Palmer. He goes out, he makes a catch. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. The Bulldozer, Brewington on the wing, now in motion to the far side. Snap it back. Casey's going to follow the block into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska. Casey Thompson off the right side. Makes it 34-21 NU.
Huskers have a short week. Rutgers Friday night. It'll be a quick turnaround here.
Yes, we'll put this game last night against Indiana. We'll put it to bed today, and then this afternoon we'll get on Rutgers. You know, we got to move everything up a day. So we'll be in full pads tomorrow. We'll be in full pads Tuesday, and we'll be in shells on Wednesday, and then we'll get out of here on Thursday.
All right. Good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Joseph, with us here. Thanks to the entire Husker Vision crew and to you for watching. We invite you to join us again here next week with an inside look at Husker football.